Well, yes, we knew it was coming, but Miss Walker has finally lost her mind. But is her sanity not only pulling at the heartstrings of Miss Lister, but is it messing with her business as well? We're going to talk about it right now on the Gentleman Jack Aftershow right here on AfterBuzz TV.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Appreciate you so very much, right?
Yes.
Don't we though? All right, we are talking about season 1, episode 6 of Gentleman Jack. Do ladies do that? Do they though?
Do they? Do people do that?
Right. We've got so much to talk about. Obviously, we're going to talk about the mental instability of Miss Walker. We're going to talk about how Miss Lister is dealing with that. Plus, we've got some news and gossip and some Halifax. But first, let me introduce my lovely co-panelists here today. Look at this smile.
Hey, hello. Back into the TV world. I am back, you guys. I missed you so much. I missed everyone on the panel. We actually are missing Josh right now,
yes,
which is funny.
Congratulations to him, though.
Yeah, he has a new bundle of joy.
Baby.
Mm-hmm. So cute.
We don't know her name yet. Wouldn't that be awesome if it was like Ann Lister something else?
I
kid.
Yes.
I kid.
That would be so good.
I kid. But we have Deshauna and
Deshauna O.
Raven French, guys. Hello.
Yes. Hello. All right.
And
so
you?
I am Miss Jackie Ray, you guys. I'm so glad to be here. And I am glad to talk about this episode because this episode just had me all over the place. But real quick, can we just show the book? Show the book. Raven's out here reading, y'all. She's reading the book. Now, that's not actually the diary.
It's not the diary. It has some of the diary entries in it, but it is kind of an extended version of the show. So what we don't see on the show, because, it's only an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it is, it gives you more information.
Nice.
Love it.
All right. So tell me, you guys, real quick, Raven, especially since you've got some inside information, what was your overall thoughts of this week's episode?
It was emotional. Ann is like a friend to me. We're friends in my mind, okay? Hey, Ann, girl, hey. Mm-hmm. And right now, if she were really my friend, I'd be sad, but happy. I'd comfort her, but it's one of those, girl, let it go. Please.
I can't agree with that.
The lovey-dovey is on the way.
Right now, it's just not stable, and I cannot support it. I can't. I know the emotional feeling of love. I get it, but it's just not stable.
You're absolutely right. You know what? I cannot deny that it is unstable, but y'all know I'm here to rep for the Anns, and I do believe that sometimes a little trials and tribulations is what you need to go through in order to solidify the strength of your relationship. And speaking of that, I have a top moment of the show, which has to do with this. Ann was sitting there talking to Caroline saying, listen, let's keep our girl's business on a DL, okay? Mm-hmm. Let's keep it low that her sanity is a little out of control right now because I believe that she can be helped and she would get back to herself. Mm-hmm. And Caroline actually said, you know what? I've heard millions of bad things about you, but I have never seen such a display of friendship. Yeah. And that was my favorite moment of the whole show. And I believe that that's why I keep just shipping them because I feel like even though Ann really, is going a little bit off the deep end, she needs a strong character like Ann to come in.
I'm friendshipping them.
Yeah, I'm friendshipping them too. But if she was my friend, I'd be like, girl, no, this got to end today. It got to end now. This is over. I'm going to find you a new chick. This is stupid.
How about they just pounded over the fact that they would have dumped their friend?
I'm so sorry.
No, not dump the friend. We'll be a friend and say, girl,
yes,
you are better than this. Come on.
Ain't nobody got time. Especially back then when the older you get, the less chance. No, ain't nobody got time.
For that.
But we got to think about how much, this is the one lady, like she said, you came so close. This is the one person who almost saw her for who she really is.
Well, we know how it ended, but that's what I'm saying. And Ann Lister for sure is in heaven because, this what she's dealing with right now is hell. This is ridiculous.
She's in heaven and hell.
But let's just recap. Let's start at the top of the show because we know last week Ann got beat up and now she has to walk home. She gets home and the family's at dinner with that annoying Mr. Abbott dude. God, he's awful. And then the first person to see Ann is Elizabeth, what did you, the look on Elizabeth's face, like,
Fear.
Shauna, what did you think she was going through her mind when she saw Ann Lister that way?
I mean, I truly don't think that it was just common at all to see a woman in that type of state. And she looked like completely fearful. She was like, do we need to call the doctor? And then Ann was giving off this kind of defeated energy. Mm-hmm. Like, she didn't want to tell what really happened, but she was doubled over and acting sick. And I was worried about her. Mm-hmm. How'd you guys feel?
I think the same. I feel like that's one of the moments they always think could happen, and you hope, and it's like, oh God, what's happening here?
Right.
What,
Right.
She's compromised.
Right. I thought a lot of things in that moment. Number one, I thought if it was me, my family was at dinner and I just got beat up, I'm coming in all dramatic. Like, oh my God, y'all got to help me. Like, it would have been totally different.
I'm like, y'all need to get up and get out there.
Everybody, like, look, ground the troops. We about to find old boy. It's about to go down. Exactly. You know what I mean? So I would have came to my family first. But the fact that she was like, roll my eyes, no, let me go this way. And then had to deal with that. She dealt with that entire situation alone. And that's difficult. That was difficult for me to watch because it's like, okay, what's going on in your head where you feel like you have to say you were walking on a wall?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Ridiculous lie, by the way.
Because she knows their fear. And so it's a weakness. You can't...
Just can't, you can't go there.
I imagine she probably was a little embarrassed too because she's kind of macho and bold. I'm sure she doesn't want to say like, oh, I got beat up.
Right. Because even her dad said at one point, he was like, you should see the other guy. You know what I mean? So obviously they think her
uncle.
That's her uncle. You guys?
No, that's her dad.
Wait, is it y'all? I'm
it's
not
the
playing.
It's the dad.
There are so many comments. Like I don't know how many comments.
Because when they were walking down the way and she was telling Miss Lister about her this annoying dude that was coming to dinner and she was like, Auntie and Daddy has said it's okay.
Okay.
So I'm going with the dad. Okay. But he was like, you should see the other guy. But
he did say that. How do you guys feel? Because that's
what my dad would have said. My dad would have said that exact same thing because he's going to save face for me. He's going to make it seem like whatever bruises you see on me, oh boy, barely walking.
Right.
Whether that's true or not,
right.
that's what my dad is putting out in the atmosphere because I'm his daughter. So I have to represent. So I got that. But so while Ann is dealing with this moment, she gets the ring in the mail. That's the worst time to get this ring.
That hurt my heart. I was like, first of all, for her to open up the ring like she didn't know what it was. She ripped it open like it was a Christmas present, only to be disappointed to see like, this is not even, it's basically irrelevant now. Like our relationship is no longer, and I have to be reminded that I was hasty to go buy this ring. I was heartbroken for her.
Yes.
And then she's beat up, looking at the ring, been all over, about to throw up. It really hurt.
And you still don't call her cousins and be like, we got some work to put in. We finding no boy. Like that whole, it's just, okay.
Who
what
would
do you
even
think?
help her?
I don't know. I would. Like, come get me, girl. Let's ride out.
I think if she called Thomas, our boy Thomas, he knows what to do.
Yeah, Thomas got, I got pigs.
Right. Thomas got pigs.
I know how to handle this. So here's the other thing about this that bothers me. Like, she's defeated right now, both physically and emotionally, and her first letter is to Miss Hobart.
Oh, that's her love.
So that made sense to you?
Of course. You're gonna go to the comfort zone. She went to her comfort zone and she's writing her, oh, Freddie. And she made sure, I wrote down that she made sure to mention and Walker 2 or 3 times. Like, oh, you mentioned her quite a bit in your last letter. So where is she now? And why aren't you talking about her? It's one of those things, where the ex can sense when you're like moving on or you're single or something like that.
And from the beginning, even it progressed, but you guys know my stand in the beginning. From the beginning, she was a rebound anyway. And I still think part of the motive was money. Hence her asking for it. But she just developed real feelings. So the fact that she was a rebound, you're going to go back to that.
Yeah. So Not a Nurse, love that tag, by the way. Not a Nurse says, well, that and if she acknowledged that the Rossins tool paid a thug to intimidate her, she would have given them the upper hand to continue to strong arm anyone. So that's another reason why she might have kept it to herself. But Yeah, so I don't know. This whole thing with Miss Hobart, like, I was like, what is wrong with okay, because the thing is even though this is back then, we got girlfriends doing this nonsense today. Right. As soon as something bad happens in their relationship, you go back to the one that's like, nah, I like you, but you just cool, And it's just, that to me is another sign of weakness.
She doesn't have as many options, though.
I wouldn't say a sign of weakness. I would say that just falls into the category of when you feel, you go back to your ex, you go back to your comfort zone. I don't see anything. And like, I see how she's asking her, maybe your husband can let you go away for some or all of the 2 weeks.
Trifling.
And she has no comfort. I mean, to have to be that strong all the time, to have to handle things alone all of the time,
right.
You need some comfort. And now, the other one... A cuddler.
It's such a struggle.
But she is contacting Miss Hobart to get a new groomsman, a new horse dude.
That's what they call.
Yeah. So because in essence, she's ready to turn tail and run. She's like, let me get back to my traveling lifestyle where I don't have to deal with this nonsense. She's probably traveling to places where people don't really know her background, so they're a little bit more accepting. And you trying to get, to your point, you trying to get a 2-week furlough. with Miss Hobart. Like, I just need her to do better. I don't know. That part kind of threw me off. But and then here comes Jeremiah Rawson, and he wants to discuss the terms of the lease.
I'm tired of them.
Right.
Are you guys tired of them as I am? Because I want them to literally just go away. Give her the money for the darn place and just go. Okay, you already stole from the woman. Like, why can't they just let it go?
I think that's part of the lack of respect for women. You know what I mean? I think that if she was, even if she's the exact same age, 32-year-old able-bodied man, we're looking, and maybe they don't steal from her at that point if she's a man, because now it's a different situation. Now you expect a man to act accordingly, but at the same time, you're sending this thug to beat her up because you can, because if he, meet Tyrone on the street, that fight goes a little differently. Right. So versus meeting a woman on the street. So they are trying to strong arm her. But see, here's the thing about Jeremiah. We've been saying he's the good Rossa this whole time. Because he's like, well, she goes, have you changed your mind? He goes, no, but, my brother thought maybe you have. Why would he think that?
Exactly.
He knows what's up. What did you think about Jeremiah when he basically acknowledged?
Well, I thought about you. I was like, oh, she predicted this. That's in the moment where I was feeling like you, like, I am sick of this group.
Right.
Like, what can we do? How can we write them somewhere else?
In another city.
Do something with them.
Right. And I don't know how it's when it rains, it pours for her. Because I can't see her right now getting out of it, the situation that she's in, and having to kind of take some things back or negotiate with them. She can't stand her ground the way she was before. Mr.
Washington even pointed to that because he was like, it's not like you to change your mind. He kind of alluded to, like, who done beat you up into submission? And but what choices she has, right? She did stand her ground on the lower bed. Right. She was like, I'll give you a discount on the top bed, but the lower bed, and I want to have access to everything. Because I need to go down there and make sure you're not stealing from me.
And they're no longer willing to go with any of her
none
rules.
Of that.
None of that. They're just like, okay, back to to originally planned programming. And that is just so confusing to me. Who is the inside? I wrote down insider. There's somebody on the inside that's giving up some information, because how are they possibly able to know all of this? This is back in the day. Like, no one is recording them or anything like that. You know what I mean? Someone has to be on the inside. So.
I don't know. I mean, back then, and people just we're just busybodies.
I was about to say the aunts.
Yeah.
Or those nosy neighbors.
Exactly. They're just busybodies. So now, she's got the situation where she's kind of backed against the wall because now she can't get the money. Now, this is where I felt like her pride really got in the way because, yes, you'd rather die or whatever she said last episode than take her money. But
you need it.
Well, see, I think that is pride to not take the money in yourself. It could be both ways. I see what you're saying, but I see that as pride in herself, that I'm better than, like, you.
Plus,
Really?
I mean, this is obviously not to be offensive, but it's probably more difficult to take money from someone who is mentally ill. Like, he
Is
literally...
it because her whole family been taking money from her?
Well, not if you're a scoundrel.
Right. They're not nice
But
people.
if you're a good person.
When you're a good person, I believe that Anne actually likes Anne.
Right.
So she doesn't want to take her money, especially knowing that she may have to use it towards, so a lot of it towards her mental health care. You know what I mean?
And it was the way she did it. It was the way the other Anne, the way she said you could still have the money. That was,
Like, I'm done with you, but you can have some money. Yes. Like, that's almost like leaving the money on the nightstand.
It was such an insult the way you're repugnant, you're this, you're that. But you could keep the money because I know you need it.
Right.
Right. Any person, especially anyone like Anne, in their right mind would have turned that money down.
Right.
Period.
So now the Rossens they're just up in the ante. They just, not only they're not going to acknowledge the agreement or even the lease. They haven't signed anything, and they're just proceeding with stealing her coal. And then they got Mr. Hainsworth.
Mm-hmm. The other guy that they found out who her other offer was,
which was Mr. Hainsworth, right?
Is it Hainsworth?
Yeah, I believe it's Hainsworth. So now he's out here tearing up the walkway or the roadway.
She put a stop to that. She marched up there, and they tried to warn her that he was in a bad mood, and she was like, "Good, because I'm in a bad mood too."
Right.
And she's like, "We're on the same page." I love that. That was.
I
so
loved
strong
that
of her.
scene too. But I just find it like these Rossens, like is there nobody in this town that's trying to stop these Rossens?
Her.
That's it, right? Her. Oh, okay. So now we after she and I liked how she threatened them all with jail. You know what I mean? And they all like stopped mid like, oh, okay. So y'all don't think she should take the money? You don't think that at that moment where she realizes she's gonna lose everything, you don't think that she walks back down the hill and be like, so about this money?
About that money before you go.
I know you're about to be out.
I know I just did all I did.
I know you did that, people.
But we really need that money. Okay. I don't know. I feel like a part of me wants her to take it just because I know she needs it, and I do not want her to give in to the Rossens.
Right.
Is there no other way for her to get money? Like, can she ask Miss
Hobart?
Yes.
You're writing her letters about everything else.
Exactly.
That's actually a better.
Why not ask? That's
Look.
your best friend, and you got something on her. She'd be doing it with you.
Okay.
So-
Like literally. Okay, so let's
Go from friend to foe real fast.
Doing it.
Okay, so now we have Miss Walker, and bless her heart, you know what I mean? Again, we understand that she's got mental illness, right? But sometimes you just gotta love people from afar. And now she's hearing voices. Now she has this dream. Now this dream was low-key kind of funny to me, and I don't mean to offend, but like in the dream, they're heading towards the nooses, and Miss Walker's like freaked out, and then she looks over at Ann Lister, and she's just blissfully looking over at Miss Walker. That tickled me a little bit, but
I didn't see bliss.
I saw
Like
thought it was
love.
pretty gangster. Like they still can't. Even in this, they still can't. It was Malcolm X on them.
Okay, probably not Malcolm. I don't think they would have liked Malcolm in this time frame, but I get what you were saying.
When you at peace with whatever the situation is,
it's like it is.
You
what it
can't
is.
be
You can't get me.
major like Salem witch hunt vibes,
Right.
Like the way that they have them just looking so just stripped down. That's how I felt. I felt like they looked so raw and vulnerable, and that they were about to get harmed. But then when she started screaming, and I saw that it was a dream, you guys, tell me, am I the only one? I really believed her. She was like, listen. I was like,
oh Lord, not Shauna.
You were the only one.
You were by yourself. Yes, I'm so sorry.
okay. Well, I know somebody out there in TV land did that too, because we have to know, are you really hearing voices? Because I thought we were going to hear Miss Priestley or somebody in them, or whatever the neighbors are talking, you know?
Yeah, Alexis Dash says, my phone is cracked, y'all, I'm sorry. It says, Alexis Dash says, it's not Miss Hobart. She's written to, it's Marion Lawson.
Yep.
Yes.
Her on and off lover. Okay.
Sorry, we call her Miss Hobart because
either way, it's the past. It's the past girlfriend. So but
thank you for that info.
Thank you for that, Alexis. Yes, and appreciate you calling us out during the chat. Thank you so much for that, for being and our other historians in the chat. We appreciate you guys so much, because you guys really do make this a lot of fun. A lot of you guys follow the history to a T. We love you guys for that. We really do. Matter of fact, we want to shout out some of you guys in other ways too right now, don't we, Raven?
Yes, we do, guys. Thank you for waiting. A little technical difficulties, so thank you for waiting, and thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. We are loving this show, and we want to continue doing this show. So, if you're on YouTube right now, you waited for us, go ahead, do the thumbs up. If you're listening on iTunes, go ahead and give us those 5 stars. We need that in order to continue doing what we're doing. There's so many shows on AfterBuzz. You can see us on a few of them. Continue to join us. Come back. We love chatting with you, so stay in the chat.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, fifth panelist.
Was I the only one that found it ironic that she said she heard 3, I believe she said it was 3 male voices. It was either 3 male voices and 1 woman, or 2 male voices and one woman.
Usually 3, but sometimes a female will come in.
Female,
Usually
okay.
male, but sometimes
So I was like, I just thought that was interesting that it was playing out like that in her head. I don't know. I think because I just, in my head, I felt like the one female voice that she was hearing was the neighbor, the nosy neighbor. I just felt in my head like that's the voice she probably. That's why when Miss Lister asked her, "Do you recognize her voice?" I was fully expecting her to say, "Yeah, it's the heifer that snuck in on us," but she didn't. So
She didn't.
I was a little disappointed.
But she
in
did
that.
confirm that they are always the same voices. And I feel like this is great because Anne is putting her investigative skills to the test, like her detective work.
Right.
She's like, who are these voices? Have you heard them before? Do you recognize them?
Right.
So she's the only one who's actually humoring Anne and being like, you are okay. Like, you basically, we know that you have these mental issues, but I want to try to get to the bottom of it to try to calm it for you. And I feel like she really needs that.
Look, why did I know? I knew it was not real, but I still didn't want Anne to go look. Why was I scared?
Because you're a scaredy cat. Oh my goodness.
You guys,
I'm
I
like,
used to
don't
be
go,
the scary
Anne.
one. She
Don't
is the
go.
scary one.
That is hilarious.
Anne is quick on her feet. She was like, "Yeah, I was in my room."
In my room next door.
She's been lying her whole life, so this is just quick. Like, I would have been like, "Hey, girl, hey."
Nothing to see here.
I'd have been so caught. But I wanted to get back to something you said earlier, Shauna, when you said, with Caroline saying, I just want to kind of take back some of the bad things that I said about you. And I just kind of wish that not even back then, but like now, because you can disagree with somebody's lifestyle. You can disagree with whatever choices they make in their lives. But at the end of the day, if they are kind, if, like she said that in another episode, we're kind, polite, decent people, like that should kind of circumvent, well, yeah, because it's none of your business what people do in their house. You know what I mean? And if they're not hurting you or anybody else, why can't that?
But as we know, this was a time where it was much more, I think, just accepted that people were involved in your life. People were involved in the neighbors' lives. They didn't want the town to look a certain way. I think it probably affected the real estate. If you had some weird things going on in your town, people probably didn't want to move into the town. So I mean, I can understand their concern, but it goes beyond concern and into just straight up rudeness. Right. Now you're invading. You're basically putting yourself into someone else's life without their permission.
Right.
Now, Miss Lister wants to take her to the same doctor she took her to before, but this time she's going to do it, openly. She's going to ask the sister for permission. Sister's like, yeah, okay, whatever. That works. But brother-in-law's like, no, we need to get her to come here. Did you think that was like a sincere, hey, she's family? Okay. Nobody on that side of the table thought that for one second.
No.
He is a little rat. I can see it in his face. He has those beady eyes. He has an ulterior motive. First of all, this is your sister's sister. Can she make a decision or two? She said she's good. The sister didn't seem that enthused about having her come through. I think Mr. Sutherland is looking for a money handout. And as his mother so graciously shared with Ann Lister, he is inept with money.
So you want to,
using up all his money, and now he wants to use up all yours in the wrong way.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed with the gavel.
So we are agreed on that. So what do you think? Well, I'm gonna save that for a second. But the embrace that they had at the end. Now here's one of my favorite moments, which I probably should save for our top 3. But I just loved it. First of all, I love the theme song for this show. Yeah. It's just it's just so upbeat. But I
beautiful
love
voice too who's singing.
I loved how they slowed it down and kind of made it this really sad version of it for this final scene. And we're used to her kind of breaking that fourth wall in the final scene. She did not do that. She looked just lost to me. What did you think about that final scene, that final embrace? The final. It's not final, but we know that.
It was lovely. I almost dropped a little, I almost got a little misty-eyed because I just understood just the way that she described her to her aunt during this episode when she talked to her and it's like, basically, I think I lost her, saying like I became fond of her. She's very kind. She's very innocent. She's all these things. And so you see the love and then you see at the end the way they hold each other and she gave her the book. And I don't know about you guys, but I was all into it. Like, this is the saddest moment ever. So I totally can understand why that embrace meant so much.
Yeah.
So
and it takes a lot of strength when back to what you said earlier, what we see women do or our friends do in situations. It takes a lot of strength because I wonder what she was going to do when in that moment when she asked, what do you think as far as the doctor?
Right.
I was like, I'm watching you, Anne.
Right.
If you're selfish, I'm going to go back to what I thought about you, girl. Right. But she let her go. Like, no. And that it takes a lot of courage, especially in that type of intense love. Because, you know the song, guys, what's love got to do with it?
She still proposed, though. That's the thing. Like, you still
that
proposed.
emotion, that will do that to you. It will do that to you.
Yeah.
It was such an emotional roller coaster.
Very emotional.
She didn't accept the proposal, but then she wanted her to stay the night.
I think that was her one
night.
last try when she proposed. Like, let me just see if maybe. And
she was just defeated.
Like,
Yeah, Not a Nurse has a great thought. I didn't even think of this. She said it would have been nice if Sally Wainwright would have added date captions since it is based on a journal and I have no idea how time is elapsing. Absolutely. That would have been really good.
I'll give some time to you next week, guys.
Because she's got that's a great idea. Yeah. Okay, so we kind of zoomed through this, but let's get into our special segments right now. Raven, do you have a hella fact for us?
Are we going to do our top three? Are we going to do our top three? Let's
do our top three last. We're going to do our hella fact right now.
Okay.
So for top three, for those of you who don't know.
Oh, you're just going to tell them what it is?
Yeah, just telling you what it is.
Yeah.
Our top three is the top three moments. We're each going to do one of the entire episode for us. And Halifax is just a fact.
Yes. Okay. So since we talk about the town so much, guys, I looked it up. I wanted to see what could we do if we visited. Because we're going to go after the show. Absolutely. So number one thing is cycle along the towpath of what's that? Rochdale Canal. So if anybody, I think we have one person in our chat that's from.
Yeah, he's from nearby.
So, okay. So if you're listening, I think it's Techno or something like that. If you're listening, let me know if you know of these
David
places. Visit the piece of hall for a unique shopping experience. That was number 2. Explore Shibden Hall and Gardens is number 3. And it gives you so much information on each place. I'm just going to give you the 4th one so we can go to our news and gossip. But number 4 is find a jungle in Manor Heath Park. Find a jungle.
Find a jungle.
I'm down for that.
I'm down for the jungle.
California hiking.
Right?
Jungle.
Nice. Love it. Thank you, Raven. All right, let's move on to our news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Hey, oh my goodness, you guys, I have some great news. BBC, in conjunction with HBO, has ordered a 2nd season of Gentleman Jack. Yes. Thank you to our AfterBuzz TV engineer, Josh. Yes, so we do have a 2nd season. They're calling it the 2nd series. And we did just have it. The first series, which is what we've been watching, has actually aired over in Halifax, May 19th. Okay. So the people they were on an actual delay. So now they're watching with us and they all love it. It's positive support. I also wanted to say that people there have been supporting and saying that Ann Lister is a new icon of individuality. That is all thanks to this show, Gentleman Jack. I love when things like this happen where people can hear something for the first time and now it's become a staple in our community and our times of today. Last but not least, the Ann Lister diaries are on display in Halifax, describing her love of libraries. And I just love the fact that they're accepting all of these cool artifacts and now making them a part of the town. So that's about it.
We'll check them out when we visit.
Yes. All right. So now we're going to go on to a new segment that we that we're just starting tonight. We're going to do our top 3 moments of the show.
Which you guys kind of talked about.
Yes, we kind of talked about. I talked about one of my moments, but Raven, do you have one ready?
Yes.
Okay, let me start with you then.
Well, I'm gonna start by saying I'm gonna do a second one, but my first one was the same as you.
Okay.
It was the conversation with Caroline, just because. Guys, it pains me when people cannot be who they are, whatever that means. So that was an extreme moment of validation for her. And I just felt so happy because that's what we all want, guys. And we just want to be loved and accepted, and that's it. And she got that in that moment, so I was so happy. But since she said that, my other moment is just Anne, the other Anne in the dream sequence, because of the acting.
Right.
Oh,
Of
my
it
goodness.
all. Just, she's so into it. It's intense. It's emotional. And I'm with her in this process.
I agree. The acting was phenomenal. Like, I truly... Listen, you guys, I go from being attracted to Ann Lister to being
I know,
crazy.
it's
Like,
like,
I'm
what's
crazy.
happening
I don't
to
know.
me?
They really know how to really pull you in. My top moment, I love your top moment. My top moment is when Ann Lister broke the fourth wall this time. And it's when she was leaving Anne's house and she just said, whenever I see the girl, she always manages to unhinge me.
Yes. Ooh,
I love that, honey. I loved it because it really shows the passion, not only the passion, the vulnerability, the tears, the turmoil that she's going through within her to be like, I really want to leave this girl alone, but she pulls me in every time I go through. So.
Yes. Well, shout out to my co-panelists for giving these beautiful moments. I'm going with the petty moment because Eugenie, this girl right
Ringing the
here.
bell.
Oh my goodness! First of all, you was knocked up. Had this nice man come to. He was Captain Saver. You know what? And he was gonna be there for you, and he for no reason other
Right.
than he was just a kind man. And then you gonna come in and twiddle your hair and give all the face to Mr. What's his
We wrote his name
I wrote
down.
his name down too, and I don't forgot the man's name. But anyway, it wasn't
Mackenzie, was that him?
Mackenzie. Yes, yes.
Right.
I took umbrage with that moment. So that was my top moment because she just had no shame in it, and then he just kind of had to bow out so sadly. Ugh, I didn't like you.
What is
Eugenie.
her deal? I just really want to know.
I feel like she chased.
Chat, what do you guys think about
I
her?
think
Like-
she chasing money. Like she just she might be trying to get knocked up by old boy now because he can rescue from this life of servitude.
She didn't even want the baby in the first place. Like, she is, to me, she needs to go. She's a useless character.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Okay.
She
Well,
done wrote her off.
she is.
I'm mad
Yes.
at her now.
Yes. All right, you guys, that's our time right now. Thank you guys so much for joining us. But before we get out of here, Raven, tell everyone where they can follow you.
Guys, Raven French, Raven with an I, RAIVEN, Raven French on all social media.
Okay, my name is Deshauna O. You can catch me on all social media at Deshauna O. And now you will be able to catch me starting June 11th on this channel on Aftershow for Pose for FX.
Nice. Okay. Everybody, I'm your girl, Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at JRayTheFanatic. Thank you guys once again, for watching us on Gentleman Jack right here on AfterBuzz TV. We are coming back. We are winding down. Not that many episodes are left, so make sure you're back here with us every single Monday. And we'll see you guys next week. Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.